So it's been said that entering a kayak tournament these days without any motor, without any modern electronics, no live scope, is like bringing a knife to a gunfight. But for this latest tournament on Beaver Lake here in Northwest Arkansas, that's exactly what I did. In this video, we're going to see if it's possible to compete with 50 of the best kayak anglers in the state of Arkansas without any of the modern tech that most people have these days. I'm taking my Old Town Sportsman 120 PDL that's man-powered, pedal-driven, taking off all electronics, leaving my Garmin here, stripping the batteries out of my kayak, and I'm not even pre-fishing. We're going old school, shallow fishing, fishing how I like to fish. We're gonna see how it goes.
So as I already stated, the tournament was on Beaver Lake with the Natural State Kayak Anglers. No pre-fishing, so I chose an area that I was very familiar with, launched at a day use area. I wasn't sure how many people would be there. Only ran into one other person at my ramp and got the day started at first cast in the back of this flooded out area that I'd fished before. And you can tell how long it's been since I've been fishing and practicing much after you see this debacle with my first bite of the day. What am I doing? What an idiot. I continued to sling the buzzbait around. Got a few more rolls on the buzzbait, but didn't hook up again for just a little bit. Pulled my drive up and went over this submerged log because I figured no boats could get back here, no big boats, and I thought I might have this water to myself. And slung the buzzbait around a little bit more and immediately got a hookup and first fish on the board of the day.
So after just a couple hours, I had a limit on the buzzbait and a small topwater popper, but the limit wasn't going to get it done. At one point, I had a 7-inch fish in my limit, which is insane, but it was in there. At this point, I'd proven, you can catch fish without the tech. We already kind of knew that, but can you compete in a tournament? I was starting to doubt myself. I saw people around me with live scope. I didn't see them catch any on live scope, but with the 3 other kayaks in the area, I saw each one of them offshore, off points, in my mind thinking maybe they're chasing post spawners that are suspended out off points. I didn't have that, so I had to stick to my guns and keep doing what I was doing. So I headed to the very back of the creek, got out a spinnerbait when the wind picked up a little bit, and started picking up a few more fish.
So after the spinnerbait bite died, this is when my day really changed. The wind laid down. I picked up a jig after I submitted all my fish, and the jig literally changed my day. I started skipping it around docks, and once I figured out the pattern with this jig, it literally almost culled every fish in my limit but one, and made a late run at the day to try to get up into the top 5 of this tournament. So I was able to figure out the pattern with the jig pretty quick, which was these bass were on wood in the back of small pockets, especially if there was a piece of wood sticking out, not all the way back against the bank. And it really changed everything.
That changed everything, y'all. That's a Beaver Lake giant. Let's go. Another jigfish.
I was able to keep repeating this pattern in different pockets as I worked my way back towards the ramp. It was a grind because even though I started catching a lot of fish, it was culling me a half an inch at a time, a quarter inch at a time, and I was just trying to creep up on that leaderboard as the day went on. This was my last bite of the day. It was another small cull. Wasn't sure how much of a difference it would end up making, but I was so glad that I was able to put that pattern together and keep on it for the duration of the afternoon.
My announcement in stepping down here as CEO comes after about a decade. We're just over 11 years after my first 4 of the coast, which was in May 2014. There's been ups and downs along the ride, of course, but 10 years ago, I guess 8 years ago, I was...
Well, cold 4 inches in the last hour. I don't know if that's going to be enough. A couple of really good fishermen up in front of me. They probably cold too if they're biting, so we'll see. But the experiment was a success. No motor, no graph, just shallow fishing, and it was fun. So let's go see how it shakes out.
So you're not going to believe it, y'all, but I ended up in 3rd place at the tournament. Just 1 cull out of taking first, but so happy with 3rd place. Ended up with 84 inches on the dot, just a 3/4 inch cull from second and 2 1/4 from first. So the jig did all the work for me. If you want to know the setup I had and the exact jig, drop it in the comments. But so happy that I was able to figure out the bite with no tech, no electronics. You can do it. Appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.